My peeps, RZ Sports and Entertainment is back with you after a hiatus. Don't worry, football is here. We're ready to go. 2021, we are at you. What we will be doing now is the EPL is a third of the season has passed. We're in a January transfer window. So RG Sports has chosen 6 teams to look at, and we're going to do a SWOT analysis of these teams. And when I say SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities that these teams have during this transfer window. And the T is not threats, it's transfers. The first team we're going to look at is the defending champions, league leaders, Liverpool. What are Liverpool's strengths? Jurgen Klopp, the manager, student of the game, master of the game, sets his team up in a way that it is difficult to beat every single time. Defending champion, run up the season before by 1 point, won the Champions League the season before that. Another strength of theirs is their players, the team, extremely talented. They know how to find gems. Each time a player goes, you can see the development of the players. So the team is really strong because they're united in how they play. They look after each other on the field. Another strength is the style of play. 2 season people been wondering, how do you beat Liverpool? We have seen them lose some games recently, and you can attribute that to weakening of the defense because of injuries. Which team can maintain a certain momentum by losing all 3 of their main defenders? That's difficult, but they have a style of play that is hard to defend against. The wing backs going. They have 3 guys up front that has constantly scoring. They keep moving. Style of play is a strength for them. And Anfield, that ground is a fortress, intimidating. Those makes up Liverpool's strengths. Their weaknesses, squad depth right now. Without their 3 main defenders, as I mentioned, Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip. So now they have central midfielders playing defense. The central defenders they have in the squad, Klopp is not confident that they can marshal their defense. So this window is an opportunity for them to improve the squad from a defensive standpoint. Another weakness for them, I believe, is lack of competition in certain positions. And those positions are the wing backs, the right back and the left back. If you think about it, who do they have in their squad that are challenging Trent Arnold and challenging Robertson? I can't think of any. So they are comfortable. They know that they're going to play week in, week out. They need to improve the squad to give those guys competition, to ensure that their play doesn't fall off. Their opportunities. There is now an opportunity, and Liverpool have to move swiftly in this January transfer window if they want to retain this title or have a shot at retaining this title. They must go into the transfer window and get defenders. So that's an opportunity there for them to improve on their squad. Another opportunity is club need to identify a plan B, another style of playing. Teams are now figuring out how to defend against them when they have the wing backs coming at them. If you allow them to just keep whipping crosses, and you have really set up defensively structured, well structured, you can defend against those, getting those out, heading them out, kicking them out. He maybe want to consider, okay, another way. Do we need a creative midfielder who can beat 1-2 players, and then forces the defenders or the opponents to come after them, leave where their comfort zone, and this person can make those through passes? I believe there's opportunity for Klopp to think about another way of playing against teams that, as he said the other day, set up with a 6-4-0. Wow. T, transfers. It's evident what Liverpool needs. They must go out and get get at least one central defender that can just walk into that team and make them better than they are right now defensively. They're relying on Fabinho and recently Henderson. They are not central defenders, so they sometimes will not anticipate certain things as a Van Dijk or a Gomez would have anticipated. So it is important that they do so in the transfer window. Another one is, I believe they need to get a striker. If they, maybe not this window, but in summer, go out and get another striker. Outside of Firmino, who is the striker, because Salah, Mane, the wide players, is Origi. They brought in Jota, but Jota is not a central striker. They need to get a central striker to give them a different kind of dimension, and we probably allow him to play a different way. Firmino is getting up in age. You want to can start rotating your team in such a way that it gives the opposing coaches something to think about, or you can allow it to change your style of play. So that's something that they need to consider. So there you have it, the SWOT analysis for Liverpool: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and transfers. Okay, so the next team is Chelsea. What's Chelsea's strength? Recruitment is a strength of Chelsea. They always recruit talented players, and especially their young talent. So their hierarchy is doing well in finding these really talented players. So that's good for them. As I say, young talent. They have some really good young talent in their squad, and they have I call it a loan university. They have players all over the Europe loan, but they're good and they earn a lot from selling these players, which allow them to spend big on certain players such as Timo Werner, Havertz, Ziyech. So they are a good, young, talented team. Club finances is a big strength of Chelsea. Their owner has, without fear, spends his money, invests his money into the club, so they can always ensure that they stay competing with the best teams in the EPL and Europe. Club finances, one of their biggest strengths. Weaknesses: inexperience. Manager, inexperienced players. Frank Lampard, yes, inexperience. We understand that. So he's going to be making mistakes, but he needs to learn from those mistakes quickly and make adjustments. He's not good at making adjustments. He will just put the players out there and rely on the players to do. Yes, when the players go out there, they must do what needs to be done. But then tactically, he's not good. That's a weakness for them. Inexperienced players like Reece James, inexperience. Mount, Pulisic, inexperience is clearly one of their weaknesses. But as the games go by, they will gain the experience. But they need the manager to help them through this, put them in positions where they become successful and there's some level of consistency. That's not happening for them right now. Another weakness for Chelsea is defensively. Not the defense itself, but the team defensively is not structured properly. Teams are breaking them down quickly. They're not thinking. So that's something Frank Lampard need to fix. And a part of it too is I don't believe he should be playing so many attacking players at once. You have Kante, but Kante needs support. You have, if you can play with 3 up top and another one behind helping them, but they tend to play with 5 outright attackers, and half of them don't do the work defensively. So defensively, just from a structure-wise, that's a weakness for Chelsea. Opportunities. Here's an opportunity for Frank to develop a style of play for Chelsea. How does Chelsea really play? How do they plan to break teams down? I'm still waiting. I don't see it. The players gets it, yeah, they move, get balls in certain places, get it, whipping it in, but you really don't see a certain pattern or consistency. And part of it too is that because he's not getting certain kind of results or consistency, he's interchanging players, at least 2 changes each match. He's not going to be able to have any level of consistency when you do that. And if he wants to have a style of play, then you need to stick to a core. I say, here, you're going to play these guys 4, 5, 6 games, and you wanted to play a particular way. Not seeing that with Chelsea. Transfers. Chelsea needs to get another defensive midfielder. Kante has been a tremendous servant, and I believe he's continuing to be one of the top defensive midfielders throughout the league. But you can see he's committing a lot of fouls lately. Struggling. He's been playing a lot of minutes for them. You need to get somebody else in to help him. And you have to think about 2 seasons from now. The other one is striker. Tammy Abrahams, Giroud, Timo Werner. Timo Werner not cutting it right about now. Tammy Abrahams, totally inconsistent. The only thing he's consistent with is holding his head, so that don't score goals. Giroud is out of contract, I believe, by summer. What are they going to do? Do you need to go out and get a prolific striker? If I were Chelsea, give Giroud an extension. So it give you time and you play Giroud. But that there is the transfers that they need to do to ensure they have a successful season. Whatever success is for Chelsea this year. But from the striker position, Giroud needs to be the main striker, to give that man an extension, and in the summer, you go and look a prolific striker.